What's up, YouTube? Tommy Forte, aka Tom Israel. Now, this video is entitled Handsome for a Black Man. You handsome for a black man? Or you handsome for a dark-skinned man? Or you handsome for a dark-skinned boy? Or you handsome for a black boy? How many black men have heard that? When I was around, I believe, 18 years old, my great great aunt, she was my great great aunt. She was born in 1900 on a dime, 1900 exact. And I remember her telling me I was handsome for a dark-skinned boy. Now she favored my lighter skinned cousin. His skin was lighter than mine. But when I got a little older, she started to quote unquote notice my attraction. So she said, you handsome for a black boy. You handsome for a dark skinned boy. I remember when Wesley Snipes used to say that. He said when he was coming up, a lot of females teased him about his dark skin. Dennis Rodman, when he lived in Oklahoma, that's one of the reasons he didn't gravitate towards the dark-skinned girls. I mean, the black girls. Why? Because they wasn't feeling him. They called them names. They talked about his ears and nose and everything else. The sisters teased him. So what did he do when he was in Oklahoma? He started messing around with white girls. Sounds familiar? I mean, let's be honest. How many black men or black males have experienced this? I live in New Orleans. I went to school in the 7th Ward, so I was around people, from the Treme area, the 7th Ward, where a lot of light-skinned people were. And they thought they were better. And being a dark-skinned black male, it didn't make me feel as good. I got teased a lot. This is New Orleans. They had something down here called the quadroon balls, where light-skinned sisters, if they were light-skinned enough, they used to go to these balls and engage with white men. I can't believe everybody talking about black men are being hypocrites. I can't believe this. This is so ridiculous. How far is our memory? There's this sister, and she's supposed to be an Israelite redirecting or whatever her channel is. This is like your second time. Seem like talking about some bedwench type stuff. Talking about black men and their hypocrisy. I mean, what hypocrisy? Soon as slavery was over and the sharecropping days in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s, it was the sisters that was with white men. It wasn't black males. Black men were still being killed for stuff like that, or was warned if they did this, they would be killed. When sisters were still doing it. Your lives wasn't being threatened. You weren't being threatened to be killed. It was black men. Nobody was threatening white males. You better not sleep with black females. The only two people who couldn't do it were the black men and white women. How can anybody say that a black man is a hypocrite? How far does your history go back? Okay, so as of the last 30 years, black men, you're hypocrites. Or the last 30 years, white girls, you're hypocrites. Or maybe last 40 or whatever. What about before that? Who was doing it? So black females, basically, you're supposed to appreciate the fact that white men will now date you or marry you publicly instead of treating you like whores. Because in the 50s, maybe up north, you may see a white man with a black female, but for the most part, that junk happened in the back seat of a car. That's why they call them honkies, because they would honk the car. They would honk their horn for black females to come out. Richard Pryor grew up in the 50s. And he grew up in a whorehouse where his mother worked, and guess who her customers were? White men. All the sisters in the whorehouse dealt with mainly white men. He used to say the black men that worked there used to joke, yeah, next time bring some white women with you, bring some of them white bitches with you. Black men been wanting to join in on the fun that white men and sisters was having. So now he's a hypocrite. That's just, man, sister from you know what? I didn't really listen to your video, so I really can't comment. And again, it's a sister called Redirecting. But I seen a lot of sisters, jumping on this particular story, calling black men hypocrites. What the hell you call white men? What do white women call white men in these situations? I don't know. Every time there's an interracial story, I don't ever hear white men label or call white men anything. White men like Lindsey Vonn, the Olympian who's married, just got married, I believe, to this black hockey player. She was with Tiger Woods before that. She was called all kind of mud sharks and different names. I never seen one white female make a post calling white men anything. Not calling him hypocrite, not calling him, the nerve of him, not calling him anything. Not one white woman going in on white men for bashing somebody like Lindsey Vonn. If anybody should be calling and white men do it all the time. They the poster child for hypocrisy. I haven't seen one video where a white woman going in on white men at all. They don't talk about his habits. They don't talk about his ways. He got ways that black men don't have. I don't hear white women talking bad about those things. And what's your name? Jodie Smith. So you say white men were the first one that make you felt pretty. That's bull. That's a bunch of bull. So he's the first one to make you feel pretty. What else is he the first of? Because he's more than the first one to make you feel pretty. Who's the first one to make you feel oppressed? Okay, that's black men's fault too. Okay, who's the first one that make you feel ugly? That's black men's fault too. Okay, who's the first one to sexually pervert you? Because then I'm seeing some text or some tweets that you made, talking white men this and white men that. And, I don't know that exact word what Tariq was talking about. Tariq Nasheed was talking about. But correct me if I'm wrong. He said he was the first one to have, to do oral sex on you. Why in the hell are you mentioning that? What the hell has that got to do with anything? And you're tweeting all this stuff. Come on, man. Y'all just love your oppressor. Black men don't have nothing to do with that. So you can talk about how white men were the first one to make you feel pretty, but Wesley Snipes and Dennis Rodman, they can't do that, right? They don't afford. They can't have the same support or make the same claim. Dennis Rodman and Wesley Snipes said it, that's a bunch of bullshit, right? But a sister could say a white man was the first one who made her feel pretty. And I live in New Orleans, man. This is basically the home of dark-skinned people, Louisiana and Mississippi. Dark-skinned boys and dark-skinned girls. Guess who they come from? Dark-skinned parents. Do I need to make a video and get these dudes on here, these boys in high school, and get them to talk about how girls tease them about from being dark skinned and black? I even have girls on here admitting they be teasing black males in high school and elementary, talking bad about their dark skins. So they can't grow up and feel self-conscious and go towards white girls like black girls can, right? That's only a black female problem. Only black females are told they're only pretty for a dark skinned girl. That's not in both. That's not in the race, right? Black men don't get teased for having dark skin, right? Your little black boy, your little dark skinned black boy at school, he don't get bullied for having dark skin, right? It's only black females. They the only ones get teased. And see, this is another thing. Okay, let's say Joshua Jackson. So you mean to tell me no white boys and no white girls get teased when they're in school? They don't get teased. They don't tease each other, right? That's only what black people do, right? So so if you're a white boy or you're a little white girl, you don't commit suicide because somebody teasing you for being fat or somebody teasing you, for your ears being too big or nothing like that. You don't get teased, right? But then when you do get teased, let's say you're a little white girl, you get teased for having big ears, right? And then a black male shows you some affection. You don't get on Twitter or make a YouTube page or whatever the case, and say black boys was the first one to make me pretty. You see what I'm saying? See, that's the bullish. Black girls ain't the only ones that get teased. Y'all need to stop that. You're not the only one get teased for whether it's your skin color, your nose, your hair, whatever. You're not the only one that get teased, ridiculed, bullied. It's called bullying. But a white man was the only one that made you feel pretty. Man, stop. Just because some athletes, or whoever here or there, may say they don't like dark-skinned girls or they don't have a dark-skinned girl on their arm. That don't mean that's all black men. How you think they have dark-skinned people in this world? They come from other dark-skinned males. So y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop that. You don't own bullying with your skin color. Because black men have heard that also. Black boys to this day are told, you're handsome for a dark-skinned boy. Or they're told, get your black ass, get your black ass away from me. Oh, black ass nigga. They get teased all the time. Jodie Smith from Queens is not the only female to get teased about her dark skin. And because of that, now she want to say white men are the only one, or the first ones to make her feel good. She's stupid then. Basically what that means is the white man is the first opinion that she respected. That's what that means. Out of all opinions, it was his opinion that mattered or validated you the most. That's what you're saying. So you could see, so in other words, you got senses, you're alert for when the white man does something quote unquote good to you, right? You're alert for that. What else you alert to? What other first has he introduced you to? Because he introduced you to some first, besides being the first man to make you, or the first great race of men to make you feel good. Since you're going to give the white man that credit, what other first did he introduce you to? Because he introduced you to some more. You're not going to admit those things, though, are you? Look, sisters, and this goes for brothers too. But in this case, let me just say sisters. If you want that, be in that white man bed, that's all on you. And as a daughter of Zion, because a lot of you sisters don't know who you are and you try to ignore it, spirituality, belief in God, all that junk goes out the window. When dealing with a white man, you lose everything. Look at Eve. You know, she's not even the same Eve. You give up everything just to get in bed with that white man. You adapt to his situations. You become sexually perverted and everything else. If you want to lay in the bed with that white man, don't be talking about the white man was the first one that made you feel beautiful. No. Because I know plenty of brothers, and this isn't just in my city, plenty of brothers who will be banging on your door to date you. I mean, if black males, if they date, I've seen them date them all, overweight black, if they would date an over black female, why wouldn't they date a dark-skinned black female who are in shape? See how stupid that is? They would date a violent, overweight black female, but they wouldn't date a dark-skinned, in shape black female who's a model. Get out of here. Just say you love the idea that certain white men today don't have a problem openly marrying you instead of treating you like whores. If anything, you should be disgusted at him. If anything, you should be pissed off at him for the nerve that in 2019, now he wants to date you openly instead of treating you like whores. This needs to stop. Like, comment, subscribe. And this is nothing but the truth.